There's a manipulator in your life right now, and they've already decided how the story ends. They smile at you. They call you close. They act like they understand you better than anyone. But underneath that face is a will that wants one thing: power over you. They twist your words until you doubt your own memory. They turn your kindness into a leash. They make you apologize for their behavior. And every time you try to reason with them, they flip the script until you're the villain. You leave every conversation smaller than you walked in. Sound familiar? Then keep watching, because today I'm going to teach you 7 rules, drawn from Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophy, the same ideas he used to describe how the strong survive the games of the weak. Rules cold enough, clear enough, and quiet enough that the manipulator never even realizes they've lost. And the best part, you'll never beg, you'll never explain yourself, you'll never fight for the last word. You'll just become someone they can't move. Most people get this wrong. They try to win the argument. They try to make the manipulator feel guilty. They try to force an apology out of someone who was never sorry to begin with. And what happens? The manipulator wins again. Because arguing was never a fair fight, it was their home turf. In the next few minutes, you'll learn why explaining yourself is often a form of self-betrayal, why pity is a trap disguised as compassion, and why becoming indifferent to their opinion is the single most powerful thing you can do. This isn't about becoming cold. This is about refusing to be shaped by people who were never trying to build you up in the first place. Before we go further, write this in the comments. I answer to no one's approval. Let's begin. Number 1. Stop arguing to be understood. Nietzsche believed that most people who argue with you aren't looking for truth. They're looking for a winner. And they've already decided who that's going to be. A manipulator doesn't debate to understand you. They debate to wear you down until your position collapses into theirs. So the first rule is this: stop trying to win the argument, and start noticing that the argument itself is the trap. The moment you defend yourself, you've accepted their premise. You're now playing a game with their rules, on their field, judged by their scoreboard. Nietzsche's philosophy of the will to power suggests something uncomfortable. The person demanding an explanation from you is often trying to claim power over your reality, not clarity within it. So instead of defending, you observe. Instead of proving your point, you ask yourself a quieter question. What does this person actually want from this conversation? Once you see it's control, not truth, arguing stops feeling necessary. You simply stop supplying ammunition to a fight that was rigged before it started. Number 2. Refuse the morality of guilt. Manipulators run almost entirely on guilt. They know that if they can make you feel like a bad person, they can make you do almost anything. Nietzsche spent much of his life dissecting what he called slave morality, a system where weakness disguises itself as virtue, where guilt is used as a leash rather than a genuine signal of wrongdoing. A manipulator's favorite tool is exactly this, convincing you that setting a boundary makes you cruel, that saying no makes you selfish, that protecting your peace makes you a bad friend, partner, or family member. The second rule is to separate real guilt from manufactured guilt. Real guilt comes from your own values being violated by your own actions. Manufactured guilt comes from someone else's disappointment at not getting what they wanted from you. Learn to sit with their disappointment without absorbing it as your own failure. The moment you stop translating "I didn't get my way" into "I did something wrong," their leash stops working. Number 3. Turn pain into information, not identity. Manipulators love to remind you of your wounds. They bring up your past mistakes, your insecurities, your worst moments, and use them to keep you small. Nietzsche's idea that what does not destroy, you can strengthen you is often quoted as pure motivation, but it holds a colder, more useful truth here. Pain is only data. It tells you where you're vulnerable. It's not supposed to define who you are forever. The third rule is to take the wound the manipulator keeps poking and turn it from a weakness into information about yourself. If they keep bringing up your past mistake, ask why it still has that much power over you. Not so you can feel ashamed, but so you can finally close that door. Once a wound stops controlling your reactions, it stops being useful to the person poking it. They lose their favorite weapon, not because you forgot the wound, but because you outgrew what it meant. Number 4. Stay indifferent to their verdict of you. Manipulators need your reaction to survive. They need to see you flinch, get defensive, or spiral into self-doubt. The moment you react, you confirm that their opinion still holds authority over your sense of self. Nietzsche's writing on the herd and the individual points to something crucial. Most people build their identity from the outside in, constantly checking the crowd's reaction to know who they are. A manipulator is betting that you'll do the same with them. The 4th rule breaks that bet. You stop checking their face for approval. You stop needing their apology to feel resolved. You let their opinion of you exist in their own head. fully separate from the truth of who you actually are. Not because you don't care about people, but because you've stopped outsourcing your self-worth to someone who has shown you, repeatedly, that they'll use it against you. Number 5. Let weakness reveal itself through patience. Manipulators often appear strong. They're confident, charismatic, quick with words. But real strength, in Nietzsche's view, isn't loud. It's the ability to endure without needing to perform. A manipulator's confidence is usually a performance covering deep insecurity, and performances eventually crack under their own weight. The 5th rule is patience. You don't need to expose them. You don't need to prove what you already know. Give it time, and the same tactics they use on you, they'll use on someone else. In front of witnesses who aren't as forgiving as you've been. Their pattern doesn't need your help to surface. It only needs enough rope, and enough time to show itself. Number 6. Build your own values, not borrowed ones. One of Nietzsche's central ideas is that most people live by values they never chose. Inherited rules, borrowed guilt, second-hand fears. Manipulators exploit this constantly. They know which shoulds you've never questioned, and they use those against you. A good partner would. A good friend would. A good daughter would. These aren't your values. They're leverage. The 6th rule is to actually sit down and ask which of your obligations you chose, and which were simply handed to you and never examined. The ones you truly believe in, keep. The ones that only exist because someone else benefits from your guilt, let go. A manipulator can only pull the strings you never realized were attached to you. Number 7. Become your own highest authority. The final rule ties everything together. Nietzsche's idea of self-overcoming isn't about defeating other people. It's about no longer needing their permission to be who you are. A manipulator's entire strategy depends on you needing something from them. Their approval, their apology, their validation, their version of events to match yours. The day you stop needing any of that, their strategy has nothing left to work with. This doesn't mean you stop caring about people. It means you stop handing your self-concept to people who have proven they'll misuse it. You become the final word on your own life, not out of arrogance, but out of self-respect earned through the first 6 rules. And once you're your own highest authority, a manipulator can shout, guilt, charm, or provoke all they want. There's simply no door left open for them to walk through. You've now learned why arguing to be understood only feeds a rigged game. Why guilt is often borrowed, not earned. Why old wounds lose their power once you stop letting them define you. Why indifference to a manipulator's verdict is stronger than any comeback. Why patience lets the truth surface on its own. Why examining your own values strips away their leverage. And why becoming your own highest authority ends the game for good. These aren't just quotes from a philosopher. They're a way of standing in the world where nobody gets to write your story for you but you. The next time someone tries to argue you into guilt, stay quiet. The next time someone brings up your past, remember it's just information now, not identity. The next time you feel the pull to explain yourself to someone who was never listening, let the silence answer instead. If you're ready to stop arguing and start winning, write "I am my own authority" in the comments right now. Make that promise to yourself.